Hey everybody, welcome to another Bite-Sized Branding, where we cover off a subject in branding in 5 minutes or less. My name is Bernard from Lucidity.
My name is Grant Ton, and I'm a head fire starter, and I just love growing business.
Thanks, Grant, for joining us as always. Guys, we have a fun little play on words, a nice little analogy for business that we're going to talk about today. So the analogy is business is like tennis. So you might be thinking to yourself, what the hell did they mean? Well, I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to unbundle this in 5 minutes.
Well, Bernard, I enjoy sports analogies, because, everyone wants to be a Formula One team, and they don't realize the number of people that are in a company that makes one racing car race around a circuit to win a race by 1 second, literally, at the end of the day. But when they're coming to do a pit stop, they are in and out with like 2 seconds or less.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's could be fuel, tires, whatever, front nose, whatever the case would be. And that is about training, practice, training, which is the fundamentals where I often say that most businesses don't run as well as sports teams. Sports teams seem to do much better at their branding, much better at their marketing, much better at their fan base, much better at their crowd resourcing, much better at their management, much better at buying players in order to make that team work. So when we talk about businesses like tennis, it's a very simple analogy. Like it or not like tennis, that doesn't matter. But when you are going to play a game of tennis, and the rules apply to everybody, is when you serve, you've got 2 shots to get that ball into that opposite little square in order for the game to start. And if you do not get your serve and that ball into that square, the point is against you, and immediately you start losing. And that's the same for business. That if you don't pitch your pitch right to the right people, and you are outside of that square where your target sits, immediately you're going to be losing money. Immediately the points are going to go against you. And that's what the analogy of tennis is all about. There's that you've got to practice, and you've got to make sure you serve your pitch to the right people all the time. Otherwise, it will instantly go back. It's not shotgun, it's tennis.
Yeah. I love that analogy. I was going to say and I even corrected it. I love that analogy. And I actually like the analogy about the race car. I think with the tennis, it's about being on point, as you said, right? Is your content speaking to the right people? Is it written in a way that your customers would grab that idea, that thought, that need instantly? Does your branding represent the qualities of your brand? Does it position it correctly in the market? Has it hit the mark, as you might put it, to actually attract a client or a customer to go, these guys are right for me? And I think the same thing with the racing analogy. When you go on a pit stop, if you got in there and people were fuddling around, they weren't really sure what tool they should be using, they weren't really sure, is it the right tire to put on? That's kind of what your digital marketing might be doing to your business, or what your website might be doing to your business. If you get in there, if a customer gets in there, you literally have, what do they say these days? 3 seconds? Used to be 7 seconds, now it's down to 3 seconds. That's about as much time as you spend in a pit stop. That's how long you have to get it right, to get the tires on right. So if you're not solutions focused, not customer focused, and somebody's getting in there and they're looking at you like, are you even going to put this car together, or are we just going to lose the race? Chances are 3 seconds they're in and they're out, You need
Your point is right. People read content with 5.4 seconds. If I haven't given you anything of interest, I'm flicking you onto the next one. And I'm going to refer to things that I'm familiar with. So if you want to penetrate me with the view of giving me a content to create some attention, you've got to educate me, you've got to put some value. But if not, 5.4 seconds, I'm going to flick you off.
You're out. Yeah, that's it. And I think you kind of encapsulated that perfectly. It's about looking at a solutions focus. A lot of people say in marketing, really dig into the problem, really go for the problem. I'm like, okay, it's a little bit harsh sometimes to really go for the jugular. I say pose the scenario. What is it that they're experiencing? How do you position that scenario and then bring them into that? Are you experiencing this? Do you ever say, like we love to write on the website, have you ever said to yourself these things? and then just highlight 3 things. Because as
Yeah.
soon as they read those, they go, yeah, that guy, that's me right there. I have said that to myself, and yes, I do need to improve that. And I feel like that's a much nicer way to getting somebody in to understanding the problem and then the eventual solution, rather than like going for the jugular.
So let me give you one more analogy.
Yes.
I love rugby union, rugby league, I don't mind. But you don't see a rugby player running down the wing with one foot behind the other with his left foot and the right foot following. He has to have 2 feet. And that's what's got to happen, is that the marketing team and the company have got to believe in the body that it is going for what I call the try line, which is the money line.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you're going for that, the left foot and the right foot have got to have confidence in each other. As soon as the one is running behind the other, that wing will never get to the try line or the money line. So those are my sports analogies, is get the ball in the square. Make sure you're practicing and make sure that you and your marketing agency have confidence in the game plan with the view that you're running, with the view that you're one body. That's my sports analogy for the 5 minutes. Bernard?
Awesome. Did you want to add anything else to that? We kicked it just over the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that was excellent, and hopefully all the sporting fans that we have that are following us along are going to love this session and love how we kind of integrated sport into how you look at your marketing, how you look at your content, how you position yourself as a brand. And I love that idea of not having one foot following the other, always advancing your position, you know? So guys, I think that was an excellent, very fun take on branding. And hopefully that's resonated with some people so they can get a vision of how it actually should look and position themselves as a business and as a brand. Guys, as always, we love you guys following, commenting, sharing, liking. We are looking for some challenges. We want to be challenged. We want to go out there and have to really dig deep and understand what's going on out there so we can then share those insights with you. So please send us your challenges. Grant is hungry for a tough challenge. So get them to us, and we'll catch you on the next video. And thank you very much for following all of our content. I guess we'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye, everyone.